Hey guys, welcome back in. I'm gonna jump back into some No Man's Sky. I don't really have anything planned. I do want to try to get a little uranium base going. Maybe run around and get my hotspots for a stasis device farm. Um, Try to land a freighter. I don't know, it's all kind of up in the air, so. Um, just check this mission guy real quick, see if he's got anything for me. And nothing good there. Alright. Just make sure I'm in the right system. Okay, yep, there's that. So... I was gonna say I had this on all the planets. Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna want to go down to here. I'm pretty sure this is the planet with the uranium. Head out. Yeah, I have a sheet that I use, my little cheat sheet for stasis devices, but it's set up for 64. So I need to do the math for it. Because I think I'm only going to go with like 8 stasis devices, maybe 16 on this save. Mainly because I already have close to 1 billion credits, so I don't need to go with a large scale stasis device farm. I was hoping this was that freighter I was looking for. That one's different. Okay. Yeah, I meant to get in earlier and get a bunch of hotspots mapped out, but I just got on way too late today. It's frozen. Pretty sure this is be the one I'm looking for. Okay, got uranium over there. Looks like that's all that's there too. I might hold off on uranium then. There's really nothing else here. Let's take a quick run down there. Because I already have salt, so that's not gonna help me. I don't like building a base for a single resource though. Alright, I'm gonna have to come back here, I think. See if there's anything on that planet. That's not gonna help me. Alright, I'm just gonna go to a different system. Actually, probably be easier to just go back over here, actually. Actually, I am gonna swing down, check that base, make sure everything's connected and everything, grab what little material there's in it. I just want the ammonia, so. And actually, I'll pick up those beacons. Well, actually, I'll leave the beacons for right now. I'll leave the beacons until I get rid of the walls. Yeah, I'd planned on getting on earlier and getting a bunch of hotspots marked out, and next thing I knew, it was 6 o'clock at night. So, alright, so this is all I'm actually interested in. Grab that. Activated coppers. Not worth it. Let's jump over that stasis system. at least get down my markers, find my hotspots. Yeah, I have to figure out what I need for resources. So what I might have to do is get the resources together, figure out what I need, and then come back and do the plants after the fact. I think I have most of the plants now. It's just I'm not sure in between the plants and the minerals if I have enough of the combination. So I think the most expensive plant's going to be Gamma. And with that, let's see, I'm going to need 8 Gamma weed for 1 stasis device. So, what, 56 of those? Fifty-six with the Star Bramble 2. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go through and figure out all my math for these. Alright, I'm just looking at that little sheet I have. Okay. I just have to go in and figure out the math. If I can start here and figure out what I actually need, would be nice. On this planet, I want to get paraffinium, nitrogen. And because this is going to be my, like what I call my mixing base, this is where, you know, I do all the stuff with refiners. I'm going to want paraffinium, nitrogen, and oxygen on this planet. And if I can find electricity, would be good also. So I'm just going to start with my gases. What I want to do is I want to find nitrogen as soon as possible, because that one's kind of a pain. Well, that and the mineral paraffinium can be tricky too, because you can also have copper here. Copper's the one thing you don't want. So, let's see what we have. What is this? Alright, so we have an oxygen, and I'm not worried about classes either. Okay, so we have our oxygen. I'm not going to bother putting down a marker yet. So, we'll see what this mineral is, and if this is paraffinium, and I'll look around for the nitrogen also. If it's not paraffinium, then I'm gonna move my ship somewhere else. Start scanning again. Sorry about that. I had to mute for a minute. Oh, we got silver, so yeah, I forget there was silver on this planet too. So I'm actually gonna just bring my ship in and move somewhere else. Yeah, because ideally, yeah, on this planet I'm gonna have silver, copper, and paraffinium. The only thing I'm looking for is paraffinium. So actually, I'll probably just start with paraffinium. Where was my base that I put down? Alright, so head in the opposite direction of that. Just looking for a place that's kind of out in the open. So let's see what this building is. Okay. Just got a waypoint. I will just trigger this, that way you can find a minor settlement. Because typically what I try to do is I try to get cobalt, oxygen, paraffinium, nitrogen, and an electric hotspot all at one base, but there's no cobalt on this this planet, so I can't really do that. Let me bring this up a little bit. At least it's not stormy here, so hopefully it won't get too loud. That'll be good enough. Okay, so we got no gas yet, but we do have a mineral. We'll see what that is. Yeah, because there's nothing worse than finding, like, you know, a couple good hot spots and then all you can find is copper after that. That's a pain. Yeah, you get like your gases and another mineral, but you can't find that final mineral you're looking for. I always just start off with a mineral and then the gas. You know, whatever there's going to be more of on that planet. It's typically a mineral. Alright, what do we have? Alright, we got our paraffinium, so I will just drop a beacon here. Purple. Whoops. Backed up too quick. And what I am going to do is I'm going to save at this, and then start looking for my gases. And if I don't find the gases I'm looking for, I'll just do a reload. It'll take me to this beacon. That way I can just delete it and move on. This side. Alright, got something this way. What I was looking for is that high-pitched pulse. This tells me there's something over this way. If I look over here, it's kind of a dull pulse, and this one's nice and sharp, so like a high pitch pulse. Go in this direction, and it should be something pretty close. How far away is this thing? It might be a high class hotspot. Getting pretty far away from that other one. No, it's only a C class. But I do have a mineral over here also. So I might be able to use that other mineral hotspot here. We'll just have to see what gas this is first. Okay, so we have our nitro, so I'll toss that down. And this is probably going to be too far away from that first hotspot. Let's just see. Okay, that's actually not that bad. 825 units. Alright, let's see what that other mineral is that's over here. Because if that's paraffinium, then I'd rather use this hotspot. Plus it's a higher class, so it'll only take one. Actually, it's mostly just going to take one extractor anyway. Because you can only make stasis devices every 16 hours, so it's not like you need a high class hotspot or anything. Okay, so we have copper, so that's not going to help me. Alright, there's that. So what I want to do is try to get in between these two. If I have like the gas doesn't pop up yet. Try to stay kind of in between those two and see if I can find another gas hotspot. Oh, and there's actually one right in front of me. So if this is oxygen, then it means I'm done with the hotspots for this planet. Just move on to the next. This is the part that's gut-wrenching though, because I'll get over here and it'll be nitrogen. Hopefully not. Yeah, at least this is a nice planet to run around on. A lot of times when you're doing this, it's a stormy planet. You're bumping into everything, and it's creatures want to eat you, and aggressive sentinels, and all that good stuff. Alright, we got our oxygen. So I just made that look way too easy to do. Alright. What I'm going to do is look for those two hotspots, see how far away everything is. So I know that's my nitro. And oxygen. Paraffinium. No, that's that copper. Is that Sacramento? I'm looking for my different, right, this one I see. That's my base. Oh, I've got them kind of lined up, that's why. So it's nitrogen there. Where's that paraffinium? Can't see my markers. That must be... I don't know why I can't see a marker for that. But what I'm going to do is head towards nitrogen. Yeah, this must be my paraffinium, but for some reason I can't see my beacon for it. How far away is that? 185. I put my base up here somewhere. I don't mind stretching my boundaries, it's just I don't want to stretch them too far. Okay, now I can see my beacon. Ooh. I do not want to stretch that far. How far is this? Alright, so I've got oxygen there, I got nitrogen over there. I'm gonna head over in this direction, see if I can find another paraffinium. Yeah, I could make this location work, it's just I don't really want to expand that far out. Oh, I have that copper over here somewhere screwing me up. Yeah, that's 1,000 units away. It's still picking it up. Okay. Let's see if there's anything closer. I'm not gonna go too far this way. Yeah, that still hasn't updated. Alright. Well, change of plans, I guess. I'm gonna have to stretch all of these. I was hoping not to have to, but what I'm gonna do is try to get my base somewhere in the middle of all of this. Try to triangulate these. So, got 800 units, 300. I can get to right around probably 500, somewhere in there, 600. Oh, that's my ship. Okay, 600, 627. Where's that oxygen? Okay. See, a couple hundred units aren't bad, but when you're going like 600 units stretching, it's a colossal pain. Get a little bit closer. See if I can find a flatter area. Not really flatter, but let's see. 515. 600. I don't know if I actually like this spot though. I'd rather be up a little bit higher because there are diplos here and I don't really want them to be knocking into me. Somewhere up here. I think this will have to work. Alright, let's I'm just gonna get this thing down just to hold the place open. I'll have to figure out what I want to do for a building because the other ones are just going to be a simple collection site base with some biodomes. This one I actually have to build some type of base though, because I need to have a bunch of refiners and some storage and stuff here. Oh, I never looked for electricity, but it's really not that big of a deal because it's only going to be one extractor at each location, so either one or two, so not too worried about power. Alright, let's run over and see what I can find for, is it Frozen Planet that had dioxide? Nope. Which one of these have cobalt? Alright, the hot planet, so we'll head over there. Yeah, because this planet will be harder. I'll be looking for what is this thing here? Yeah, I'll be looking for phosphorus. I think radon. You can never sulfurine. Pretty sure it's going to be sulfurine I need. I'm looking at my chart and it doesn't have like sulfurine on it. All it is my plants. Let's see here. To my plants. Selenium. Oh, it doesn't tell you. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's selenium I'm gonna need over there. We go in here, look at my crafting steps. This phosphorus is gonna be used for that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, so sulfurine. I need that. Then radon will be on my frozen planet. We got sulfurine down here also, and radon here. So, yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure out my math for that. But at least I have the lush planet done. Be on the other side of this. Not that one. I was going to say, I thought I marked the planet. There we go. Yeah, so phosphorus, cobalt, and sulfurine for here. Hopefully we'll get as lucky as we did there. I kind of wish the hotspots were a little bit closer, but it's really not a big deal. Hopefully it's not a pain in the butt to get around this planet, though. Shouldn't be too bad. Some of these planets, you have those giant mountains, and it's just a complete nightmare to try to just traverse around. Let's see what this building is. Right, just one of these. Just fine. Let's pop down here real quick. Actually, I do want to take a look at that chart again. Just gotta check something. Okay, it looks like somebody's trying to attack me, so let's get out of here real quick. That's the bad thing about landing near a building. Sometimes those pirates will show up. Come in here, grab my nanites real quick. Anything over here? Nothing in here. just ignore them for the most part. I don't know if they can actually kill you or not. I've never actually been killed by them. Let's see what we have. I'll go over, see whatever this mineral is. Hit me. Alright, so we're off to a bad start already. See if there's a gas anywhere. Not looking good. I'll find a different spot to land out. Yeah, typically if you don't find one of the resources you want, like right away, I tend to kind of get in, find a new spot, go ahead a little bit, and try again. Down here. I want to start off mainly with the mineral first. Okay, there's something directly in front of me. There's no gas though. Let's over in this direction. Go look at a B class. Yeah, and again, you don't have to worry about classes with this. It's going to take you 16 hours to build it, so I've done entire, like 64 devices, stasis device farms that are 64 of them, and just building everything off of the C class works perfect, so, oh, I've already got them scanned. Didn't realize we got Protogek and Diplos in the same system. If we can find a greater mushroom beetle, that would be even better. You don't see those very often. I think I've only found like maybe half a dozen the entire time I've played. Alright, so we got our cobalt. Let's see what we have for our gas. Hopefully it isn't oxygen. Gonna go head back to that marker and search the other side. What I'm doing is I'm just making like a big circle right around. I should get a hotspot faster on this side than the side I was just on. Mainly looking for my gas now. Alright, we still don't have a hotspot. I'm just glad I found Cobalt nice and early, but now the other two might be a pain to find. Okay, so we have a mineral. Let's go see what that mineral is. So what I'm looking for now is phosphorus. I can probably get there a little bit quicker in an exocraft, but you have to keep getting in and out of the exocraft. See how far away you are, so really not faster. I find I move around faster without an exocraft anyway, especially if I don't know exactly where I'm going. We got copper. No. What about gas? You want a gas that's in this direction. Okay, so that's not going to work for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reload restore point. And that will take me right back to that beacon that I put down. Or my ship, one or the other. See, the good thing about doing the reload here is it will also take off all those markers that I just put down. Like those red markers you see in your HUD. It will clear those completely out. That way you don't end up with, red markers everywhere when you're trying to scan. Because right now I have 2 redundant markers, and it'll help make things less confusing. So all I'm going to do is take my beacon with me and head back to my ship. Okay, so I knew I came out the front of my ship, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other side of my ship, try searching on that side. Again, I'm going to start with my mineral. And I'm actually going to get a little further away because that might interfere with that cobalt deposit. So start in the middle and go to one side. I'm only interested in things that are on, this like 180 degree span. Got nothing on that side, so now I'll do the other side. Okay, we have a mineral over here. Oh, it's going to be an S-class. And there is a gas over this way too, which is a good sign. Hopefully this isn't copper. A lot of times, like the higher class ones end up being like copper or oxygen. So that's why I don't even get excited when I'm looking for S-class hotspots anymore. We have phosphorus, so that's a good start. We'll put down a beacon, make a save, and go see what that gas is. I'm going to be looking for sulfurine now. Because I can always make another base with just cobalt. So it's not like the end of the world if I can only find, you know, because I'm going to be the only one using this most likely anyway, so. Not the end of the world if I have two bases on the same planet. Alright, what do we have? Alright, we got our sulfurine. Put down a marker for that one. Okay. And, oh, we got a mineral popped up right away. So, let's go see what that one is. I'd like to have these for a building part. You know, some of these trees too. A lot of really cool things they added that hopefully become building parts at some point. A lot of times I'll save them to my Wonder projector, but they don't look as cool because they're, you know, they're a hologram. What do we have here? We have copper. Okay. So that was that side. I'm gonna try to go somewhat in the middle. See what's on this side. Actually, go back to that sulfurine. See if I can get them in kind of a straight line. I'm not sure if I actually saved here either. Alright. Over here. See if we can get another mineral to show up. I don't want to be too far away from that sulfurine though. Okay. Alright, we have something directly in front of us. Alright, get a B class. Still gonna be 300 units away. How far away is that sulfurine? Yeah, through my marker. That's gonna be 800 units. Okay. Go see what this is. Yeah, I like to try to do them all in one base just in case somebody else visits. They'll be able to see both bases. Or, you know, just that one base. Whereas if you do two different bases, it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reload restore and try to check those other two sides and see if I can find cobalt. I don't remember how far away that initial cobalt deposit was. I might be able to stretch far enough to that, but I don't know. At least I had beacons in place now, so I can hopefully see them. think I will check that original. Oh, that's 500 units away. That's going to be too. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see here. We got 400 units from my ship. It's only 140. So I will have to stretch a couple. Let's see where that cobalt was. I'd want to say it was like 500 units away, so it might be a little too far. That's directly in front of me. By these rocks. Oh. Here. By these packages. All right. 800 units. Of course, I can't see sulfurine now. There it is. I'm kind of pushing it. Those are pretty close to each other. For some reason, I can see one but not the other. Trying to stay right in the middle of them. I probably should have rescanned that. There it is. They need to make these more pronounced, you know. You know, the red ones are typically not too hard to see, but friggin' green ones, okay. So they are. What I want to do is try to make it so I only have to stretch one direction if I can. Oh, did I put down? I didn't put down a friggin' marker over here, did I? I always try to use a beacon in these locations so that if I do reload, at least I have a marker in place. Alright, so we're gonna just make this one blue. We'll check, make sure this is actually cobalt. Alright. Quick save. That does not look blue to me. So this gets right around 600 units from that green marker. Just to see how far away everything is. Yeah, a little bit more. Around 500 units. Alright, now how far away? That 500, 480, And cobalt, where's there it is. Okay, so that one isn't far at all. You know what? I'm gonna continue over here until I get to about 300 away. Right there. Yeah, I want to avoid stretching in too many directions. But I won't have. I'll only have to stretch one direction from here, and you know it'll be 400 units almost, but it's still going to be better than stretching 3 different directions. Now, do we have power anywhere? You know, I'm not even going to bother with the power. I'll just use solar panels. Alright. So, just going to drop a base computer here. Yeah, I've got to work out the math for all this stuff too. Because you don't need a lot of the minerals and stuff. It's mainly the plants that hold up progress on this. I think I will get my walls in place though to stretch this out. Because yeah, this is the only side I'm gonna have to stretch. So. We'll get started on that. At least those will be in place. I might just throw down an extractor and stuff too. Should be able to get. I'm not sure how far away I was when I started running here. So should start running out of build permissions. There we go. Alright, so what I'll do is like I did on the other base, just start putting down walls. I always try to go pretty much close to 300. I don't want to, you know, put my wall at like 306 units and have it not count. But I always put down my center wall first, just so I can line it up with my beacon. Do one there. I just do this to make it so the bubble you make is a little bit more forgiving. And also, if you have elevations, I find sometimes elevations can screw you up. So I try to put walls that are kind of high and low. Especially if it's like a really hilly planet. This one's a little bit hilly, but it's not too bad. I'm not too concerned about it. But sometimes, yeah, if you go to put a pipe that's, you know, kind of down in a ditch or something like that, sometimes it will lose connection. Because the bubble you make isn't big enough, so. I'll just continue. I go about like, about 30 units, 50 units apart, something like that. Keep going. And I really don't like this new build camera, but I'm trying not to complain about it. I wish they would stop doing stuff like that. I don't think anybody actually likes this camera. Anybody that spent more than a couple hundred hours building wouldn't like it. It's too different. Not in a good way. Continue out. Yeah, that way I only have to stretch one resource as opposed to doing multiple. Just makes everything so much easier. You know, I'd rather stretch out, you know, an extra 500 units one time than to stretch out, you know, 300 units 3 or 4 other times. There's less of a chance of something going wrong. And so we're pretty much already at our hut spot already, so not that bad. One more. And when I get over here, I do like to kind of put down like an extra, like I like to go beyond where my marker is, just so that it makes the area a little bit bigger. And I tend to do like 5 walls, just to give me a nice large bubble to work in. Alrighty, now if I come over here, I should be able to build no problem. So what I want to do is try to get towards the maximum. It's not super important on this, so because I'm only going to have one extractor anyway, so let's try to get towards the maximum. 56. Closer to me. 59, that's pretty much what I would get if I were to use a wall and wire glitch everything. So all I'm gonna do is just toss down. Oh, I don't have gold. Let's bring my ship in. Now I have gold. So each extractor, you're going to want 2 solar panels and 1 battery. That will keep you running non-stop. Do this side. Connect to that battery there? Okay. Connect right into there. Alright. So at least I have that in place for now. Just do a quick save. And I always leave my beacon here until I go to clean up. So there's one done. And I might as well just take my ship right with me. I actually want to move that gold over too. Actually, a little trick I'll do right now is I'm also going to build a trade terminal. Put that down. And I'm going to buy some metal plating. What I'll do is I'll end up putting this right by my base also. That way I can just kind of grab it as I need it. Alright. Because it will refill over time. Takes a little while, but if you're going to be here for a while, it's kind of a handy thing to have. Alright, so I'm not going to have to really stretch that area, so I'm just going to stick my ship over here somewhere so it's kind of out of the way. You don't want to be too close to your building area because you get an area where you can't build if your ship's too close. So still trying to pick up salvage data when I see it because I have more stuff to unlock. Alright, just jump in here for a second and check this. I actually want to see if I have enough silicon. Okay, I can actually, because I'm going to have biodomes here, so I am going to just kind of map out, when I put the building up, I want to, because I'm going to be kind of up in the air too, so I want to make sure none of these trees are going to be in my way. Let me head back to my base marker. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what elevation I want to actually build my building at. But I'm going to get these extractors in place first. Shouldn't run into any build issues here. I will run out of permissions here somewhat shortly. Yeah, like right now. What I will do is I will put down just a few walls just to expand this a little bit. Alright. So get this scanned. I want to remember to put down a gas extractor here, not a mineral. I've done that more than once. Get so used to putting down mineral extractors that I end up putting down the wrong friggin' thing. Let's just pop one of these down. See what we get for a number. 38% ain't bad. Let's see if I can stretch it out a little bit more though. Probably just shot myself in the foot doing that. 37. I knew I shouldn't have moved that. I was trying to squeeze one more percentage out of it. Just keeps getting worse. Oh, over this side. There we go. Good enough. I'm not touching the stupid thing again. So, same deal, 2 panels. Battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head back towards my base. When I get to about 100 units away, I am going to put down a silo. That way I can also start getting some of the sulfurine together for my plants. Oh, actually, I want to be within 200 units of that marker, so my sulfurine. Okay, so Right here will work fine. I'm just going to toss down one of these, just make it green so that I see it easier. Alright, and not do that. I'll just tie this in. Yeah, because I'll end up with one silo at my base, and then if I need more than 1250 for everything, I can add more silos right to that one I just put down. That way I don't have to run all the way back and forth over here. Oh, I put that thing kind of sideways. That's alright though, nobody will care. But I also, whenever I do this, I always just want to check the silo just to make sure it does have a count on it. Because, I mean, it would take 5 hours to fill this thing up, which shouldn't be an issue. Now I'll make my way over to phosphorus. Now I'll do the same thing. I'll put down a silo, and, you know, that way, even if I'm not ready to start actually building stuff, I'll at least have some resources coming in. And man, why are these beacons just completely disappearing for me? It also doesn't help that I didn't scan either. This might help me get me in the right direction. I went past it. I'm still not seeing my marker. Went past it. Alright. So S-Class I'm not going to be picky on with the placement. I'm just going to, you know, try to get, you know, try to get a decent reading, but not a big deal. I mean, it's S-Class, so I mean, I could drop this thing 50 units from my base and it would probably still be enough. Alright, 94, that's good enough. I'm not going to mess with that. But same deal. 2 panels, 1 battery. And my base marker. A lot of times I just go by my HUD, my little radar at the top. Why can't I see? I can't see stuff here. I don't know. There we go. It's over here. See, that one wasn't too far away. 160. That thing's only 60 away, so I'm just going to stick my silo down here. Make it red. Get that one. Head back over here. Like, if I was trying to make this look good for people to visit, I'd end up burying the pipe and all that stuff. I don't think I'm actually going to bother with the structures tonight. I mainly wanted to just get this stuff put in place. do a quick upload. Alright, and we'll make our way over to that frozen planet. See what we can find over there. Grab this stuff real quick now. Yeah, because I know I'm gonna end up building around here. What I'd like to do is fill these back in, just so I don't end up falling into it, because I will. Yeah, I was thinking about trying to map out where I wanted to put my building. If I start doing that, then I probably won't get to the next planet tonight. So get over there and see if I can find the last 3 hotspots I need. Or the last 2. Actually, I only need dioxide and radon over there. That frozen planet. I think that's the only frozen here. Alright, we'll head over there. Okay, I got an abandoned building already marked, so go back in here. I'll end up going back to my base shortly, so I'll grab some glass while I'm there. Yeah, and tomorrow I'll figure out the numbers I need for all this stuff, and I might not have all the plants done, but I can manufacture more plants if I need to. The way to do it with like salt and oxygen and stuff like that. You can expand your plants out. Grab my ammonia from earlier. What I might do is the same system has a dead planet in it, so I might actually do a liquid explosive base there. That'd be the same thing though. I want to oh, I don't want to go to that abandoned building. I was looking for ships here. We got a crashed freighter already, abandoned building, so I don't want to go to those markers. I'll end up clearing out that marker, then I'll have to scan again for another ship. Alright. I'd like to be able to land at a building, but it's actually pretty hilly. Got a building over here. I'm actually going to just jump out for a couple minutes, grab myself a water, and head in one of these. Yeah, so grab myself a water, and I will be right back. Alright. Got my water, and it looks like I came back to a pirate attack. Oh, and I got an animal chasing me too. It'll be fun. Alright, nothing in here. While I'm in here, I just want to kind of scan. That way I'm not trying to do it in the middle of a war zone out there. So we do have a gas over in that direction. And see if I can pick up a mineral. So I'm going to be looking for dioxide and radon. I was hoping to get a ping on a mineral. Okay, so there is something over that way too. Alright, we're gonna head for that gas first. Over in that direction. Hopefully it'll be our radon. I'll get these hazardous plants too. Oh, these guys, bone gas. I need to get creature kills anyway, so if they get in my way, blast them little by little. What the heck are you? Oh, I already have them scanned. Alright. You got a flower for a head. Poor creature. It's gonna be aggressive all the time. Alright, what do we have? We have oxygen. That's not gonna help us. So I'm gonna head back towards my ship and see if I can actually see if there's anything out here. So I'm gonna head back towards my ship and search that other side. There should be a mineral over here. Straight this way. Yeah, I do like to flip between mineral and gas every now and then as I'm making my way towards this mineral. And we do have a gas. Let's go see what this mineral is. Looking for dioxide. We have silver. See what the gas is. Yeah, it always seems like the last planet when you're trying to set up one of these. It's always a pain. Because you're ready to start building and actually doing stuff. Last planet, for some reason. Like Murphy's Law, you know? Anything that can go wrong will, so... Alright, we have our radon. Get rid of you. Set that down. Do a save. See if I can find a mineral now. There is some type of mineral. There. Let's see what that is. I'll be looking for dioxide here. And there's copper. Okay, so I'm gonna head back. Radon. See if I can find dioxide on the other side. do this little traversal glitch thing. Kind of a pain on some planets, though. But trying to do is get that thing to clear out. Go a little further. And keep picking up that silver. Alright, so I'm gonna be too close to that oxygen hotspot, so, or that silver hotspot. See if I can get this thing to reset. There we go. Good. Okay, you got something over here. Still 400 units away, though. Okay, so it's not too horrible. Let's see what that is. If this isn't radon, what I'll do is I'll do a reload and just move locations. Kill these guys when I see them. Yeah, I don't mind killing predators. I just, whenever I get like a creature kill thing, I feel less bad about killing them than these little tiny creatures. Let's see here. Okay, we got our dioxide. So, put that down. Now, even though I have a radon over there, somewhere, I do want to look for a different one. You know, something that's going to be closer. So, we'll check around something over here. Just so I don't have to stretch my boundaries too much. And I'll just go back and delete that other beacon. If this turns out to be radon, so. But I can make that other hotspot work for me if I have to. Alright, good oxygen. Alright. So I'm gonna do a reload. Actually. It's off in different planets. See, this is why you don't want all these different markers. You can get confusing. I'm gonna go try to get in the middle of those two hot spots. I don't know, I'm gonna try the other side of this dioxide also. I would like to keep everything kind of together, so get out here a little bit, probably take a little bit for it to clear out. Yeah, because that's still picking up that oxygen. It's going the opposite direction. Alright, so that just cleared out. Kill this guy. If I can find a hot spot. Nothing over there. Okay, you got something down here. And we got oxygen again. Alright. Well, we can find a center point between those two. I think I'm going to have to stretch both of them, which is what I'm trying to avoid. 555. Where is... right there. 661. Just toss a base right in the middle of those two. I'm only going to stretch to one of them though. So I just want to go like 300 units from one side. I just want to try to find a spot that's kind of flat too. So that's 400 units. And I wish I could see that other marker. There it is. 300 units. Let's grab this real quick too. Alright. Oh, I kind of wish this was flatter. And that side also, let me, in the camera mode, that's going to be kind of hilly too. Oh, I think this spot's going to work. I'll have to stretch out, let's see. Only 250 units, so it's not bad. Yeah, this one's pretty much 300, so we'll just drop the base computer here. Beside this lovely rock. So, counting that thing so it actually shows up. And I'll do the same type of thing when I get to code, you know, like 200 units away, something like that. I'll toss down a silo here. Make it blue. And head right over here and drop down a tractor. I might run out of build permissions. Nope, still good. Alright, this is an A class, so I really don't have to worry about placement on this one at all. So I do want to try to be somewhat decent. Drop it there. 72 is still a little low for me though. So 77's fine. Yeah, if I can get like within like 5% of the maximum, that's what I kind of try to aim for. Pipe. And that way I can passively get this stuff together while I wait to get all my plants together, so. Plus it's nice because you can just warp in here and grab this stuff too. It's not like you have to run all over the planet to grab it. You just run 100 units away from your base and be able to pick up your whatever your material is. Get this thing charged. Life support charged. Yeah, probably have a bunch of missions to turn in now too. All these creature kills. I don't think I have them all done though. Alright, so that's that side. Focus on getting this. Because that was the dioxide, so this should be radon. Why is that marker look? Oh. Yeah, it's purple. I'll do the same thing. How far away is that? 56. And what I'll do is I'll probably go like 150 away. This one. I'm gonna have to do a couple different pipe terminations too. So just put down my silo here. How far is that base? 315, so back up a little. 100. Alright. Then start putting down my walls. Again, I always start with my center wall just to line things up. Let's come up 3 so I know that that's the boundary. Now because there's weird elevations here, I want to go high and low whenever I can. It just increases the size of the bubble around your building area. So. And I always try to put like some type of light on top too. It makes it stand out more to me whenever I'm pulling like pipe and wire. And it's also a lot easier to see at nighttime. Alright, so I'm just going to copy that and make my way out. Yeah, because the elevations are kind of wonky here. I just want to make sure, the building permissions will allow pipe to actually supply material. Because if you end up putting pipe in an area where you can't technically build, sometimes the pipe will fail, and you'll end up with like a weird number in your refiner, in your silo rather. Oh, and blizzards. I didn't know there were storms here. Halfway there. The good thing about being in build camera is you don't take damage. So I could actually just keep expanding all the way out and never take any damage in this blizzard. I will take damage from animals, though. Animals or plants. Keep stretching this out. And run over now. Run over here now. Get that extractor in place. I didn't realize these walls were that close. Alright. Get our radon. That'll work. Same deal. 2 panels. Battery. It's just easier doing it this way. It would be nice to have a power hut spot, but you know, this is going to be a small farm, so I'm not worried about pulling a lot of power. It will add up though when I get over to doing my base though, because I will need to supply power for all that, all the biodomes and stuff like that. That's where it will add up. Alright, I got a predator. Get rid of him before I start pulling pipe. Alright, let's get this pipe done. What I try to do is kind of keep track of how far away my base is, because I need to drop pipe like every 200 units. So I try to go like 175, then toss down a piece of pipe. I don't like to go all the way, as far as possible. I'm just gonna drop a piece here. Where we started stretching, I'll end up dropping a piece here. What I want to do is try to keep the pipe kind of low to the ground, so it's not, floating up in the air, because that just looks ridiculous. So, unless you're using pylons or something, it kind of looks ridiculous when it's just flying out in the air like that. Alright. And I always just check this to make sure the connection was made alright. I can't see how long it's going to take because there's no power. At least I know it's all plumbed in. And just do a quick upload. Yeah, it's going to be a very basic base. Kind of like that one I built last night. Because all I'm gonna do is swing in here, grab my stuff, and leave. So, see if I can kind of get the skeleton for it ready. Do this a different way. I'd like to try to sink my cubes into the ground a little bit. Move down a little bit more. I have to keep in mind that I'm going to have biodomes here, so I don't want those digging into the ground either. But I don't want to have my base be way up in the sky also. So what I'll do is put down a couple of those. And go back in here. Set this right up on top. Okay, I'm not worried about lining anything up here or anything. Let's go up another short wall. That will work. And just take these out. Copy that and move it down. See, that way it's sunk into the ground. It's not like floating up in the air or anything. So I think I'll go up 3. Grab my square room, actually go and just color that. One thing I do want to check before I get too carried away is how I want to see if these biodomes are going to crash into anything when I put them in. I'll just do this little mock-up thing, but because I don't have the glass with me, I'm just going to use the cylindrical room. It's the same size. Just want to make sure nothing is, no trees are going to grow there or anything like that. So this side looks good, and just. I always test both sides, because I don't build anything out of the back, so... Can I... Yeah, I can't cycle part anymore. Alright, let's go out to... I just want to just definitely make sure... nothing's gonna grow here, so... Alright, I should be good. And actually, let me take that out, move that. Yeah. Normally I just come out one, then I go into those. So that should be fine. Just get rid of that. Toss in my door. And toss in my landing pad. Alright, so that's pretty much the foundation for this whole thing. I will have to keep in mind, actually, let's see if there is a power hotspot here anywhere. Yeah, looks like I'm just gonna end up using solar panels, which isn't a big deal. I just have to keep that in mind when I do the biodomes. Those take 50 apiece. So I would need pretty much 2 solar panels, 1 battery for each biodome, plus the power for the square room, which isn't bad, that's only 10. And a teleporter, which I think is 5. Oh, on the wrong screen. Or is this 20? 20, yeah. So I just have to remember to build enough batteries for that. And I normally end up putting a, well, this base I won't, but typically I put a storage container at these, but I won't need to here. So I'm just going to take everything, I'll make my circuit boards right away, and then teleport over to my other base. What I'll have is, actually I can probably toss in a silo. Well, I need to figure out what I need for materials too. Yeah, I'm not going to bother naming anything right now or anything. Alright, so at least that's all set up. I just got to run the numbers and figure out my, my plants and how many of these minerals and stuff I'm going to need. Let me just check my log, see what's done for these animals, return to mission. I just want to make sure those are all done. Oh, I do need sentinel kills too, but probably do that later. Return. That should be good. Okay, so all those guys are done. You gotta run up, turn in those missions, and probably go back over to that system that I started in, and see if I can get a freighter, do a couple reloads over there, and end up calling it a night. See if I can get on a little earlier tomorrow and see what I have for plants and supplies for this. That way I can get it all wrapped up. And see if maybe I can throw up a liquid explosive farm in the same system. That way I have everything together. I know there's a dead planet here. I didn't realize my ship was that far away. Oh, I've got another beacon here too that I need to go pick up. Oh, we got curious deposits here. Okay, wow. Alright, that's all off planet. I'm getting sidetracked. Get back to my ship and get out of here. I'll come back with a beacon and stuff later on. What type of building is this? Is that factory? Let's see what this is. We're gonna have what, 8390. Maybe it's a crash ship. No. I keep forgetting observatories give you, signals, not distress signals. But yeah, the other bases, this one's going to be for circuit boards, and the one on the hot planet's going to be for living glass. And that first base, the lush base, that's where you're going to make all your this stuff here. Bring this up. Where you make all this yellow junk. And all this yellow junk, and pretty much everything here that's blue and red, that's where you're gonna make up all this other white stuff. So it is a bit of a process. Yeah, because you got your circuit boards here and your living glass. This is what takes up 2 of those farms. The last farm is on the lush planet, which give you your superconductor, your cryo pump and your iridescite. So, alright. Go hit the space station if I can find it. It's gonna be over here somewhere. Oh, yeah. I hate that it replaces it, you lose your typical marker because you have a mission active. I hate how it does that. Oh, at least got all that mapped out for the night. I got a bunch of this junk now. Actually, that crystal flesh I might need for something. I know I already have a bunch of the feline stuff. I don't do a lot of like that cooking or anything. I just like to have, you know, a stack of all of them. I don't think I have any crystal flesh. We'll go hand these in and see if there are any new missions. See, that's how I like to get some of these missions done. Just kind of doing them passively. At that time it was easy because there were quite a few predators. There were like 3 different predator types. It's a lot easier when they come to you and you can just blast them as opposed to running around trying to find them. So, get rid of those. And nothing new here. Get another storage augmentation out of it though. And check with this guy, if there's anything I can level up or pick up. Alright, I'll grab that. I'll grab that, grab that. Must not have picked up anything from him. Alright. Actually, run over and sell off some of this too. Alright, sell off some of that stuff I picked up. Let's see here. Small sack of feline livers. The mordite I'm gonna hold on to. Crystal flesh. I think I can only stack 30 of that. Oh no, I can stack 100 of that. I didn't even realize that. Okay, well, let's put this stuff in my ship. And this Haddle cores, actually those Haddle cores I'll hold on to. Get back over to the system I was in. Let's look in here. So I want to go over to here. I don't know why this is not telling me the system I was just in. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna go to my base and then go up to the trading post from there. I have no idea why the game isn't recording portals. Not portals, your teleporters. Just another feature, I guess. Alright, I'll get over here, and I might as well grab my ammonia while I'm here too. Grab a little bit in storage. Or in my silos, rather. Alright, so got another 1,000 ammonia. Grab that up. And we'll head up to the space station. Get in here, make a save, and then I'll come out and see if I can get a freighter to spawn in. I'm gonna go over and interact with this teleporter though. And actually I should check this mission guide just in case anything new popped up. And still nothing. Now, I think this is like the second or third time I've interacted with this thing, so it should stay in my list now. I'm just going to jump in and out of here to make a restore point, and go see what comes in for freighters. For a few seconds and they should spawn in. Only takes like 10 seconds, something like that. Okay, they're already here. Alright, so what do we have? Alright, so we do have a centrifuge. Take a run inside and see what that is. There's typically two different system freighters that pop in. A lot of times they're different though. So we'll go hop out here and see what the class is. Alright, we have an A class. You know what? I think I'm gonna settle for this. I can always trade it if I do get an S-Class to pop in. So, go up here, talk to him real quick. Actually, I also want to see what the supercharged slots are. So I know I've got one here. The chance some of these might become supercharged. But, I mean, it's only 18 million, so I'm just going to buy it so that I finally have one. Come back here, see what's already in here. Okay, so this is here. That'll save me quite a bit right there. And I've already got one of those. Okay, so actually this isn't too bad. Let's, as long as I'm in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down a save point out here. You have to be inside the buildable area to do that, so do that. Now go in and just delete this extra stuff. There's nothing else in there. Anything that they can delete for parts. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have to build empty rooms for these or not. So, oh, I don't. Okay, good. So put one there. Second one back here. 'Cause, Can I move this? I'm gonna end up... Alright. Let's just put that there for now. Alright. Not what I wanted, but it'll work. Delete that. Move this over. I think I have to build a, yeah, I have to build a room to put that in. So. I thought I could just drop that in. Why can't I build... Okay, corridor. This will work for now. Move this. Put that there for now. These are all just regular corridors. I think I have to put down an actual room. For some reason I'm not seeing... I probably need the blueprint. Yeah, I need to get the blueprints. Yeah, because it was good to see that scanner, because I won't have to unlock that right away. Yeah, expansions. Technology. I thought there was one that was just like an empty room, though. Cultivation, industrial. Yeah. Oh, that's alright. Let's talk to this guy. Alright, so you have some things I can do there. Let's put my fleet. Oh, go to S-Class combat. Pretty good. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten an S-Class to start off with. Oh, I have to go craft with this. This should give me some, yep, there we go. That stuff. And I don't even know if I can craft any of that. Okay, they give you some to start with. Alright. send him out. Actually, okay, I don't have any of that stuff. Got some in my storage container. We'll just send him out. That way he'll be ready. Next time I log in. Oh, we just got my centrifuge. Work on expanding this thing out a little bit. I don't use my freighter a lot, so. But typically I'll have, you know, like 5 expedition, you know, 5 of these fleet commands. This thing I'd like to have over here, though. That's why I can't figure out how to move this thing. I can put it down there, but I'm not going to be running all the way down there. I just have to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, this is actually freighter corridor. Yeah, these are all. This is actually a room. Now, typically, I open it up. I make a big room, but I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. It's all storage. Finer room. Yeah, I'm missing something here. No, I don't have to put a bulkhead in. Yeah, typically I have my scanner like right here, you know, right in this room, or even this room sometimes. Then I'll have my teleporter over here. Actually, can I put a teleporter in yet? No, I don't have it unlocked. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'm missing something. Alright, let's do a quick save. Get down here. I am gonna try to land an S-class though. I don't wanna go and get everything built out and then just go get a new ship, you know. A new freighter right away. Looking for that. There should be another freighter here. Yeah, over here. Go run over that way. See if I can see what class this one is. If I land in here, this will be an S-class. Oh, C-class. Alright. There are a couple frigates outside, so check with them. Is anything worth buying? And these guys, they're good to grab at when they're a lower class too. I know one of these guys was trying to contact me when I came in. There we go. Okay. No red trade, so. And it's cheap, C-class. It'll upgrade over time. Another one. See if I can interact with this one now. Let's go. Alright, exploration. Yeah. This one's kind of junk. So I'll just keep flying that one. Alright. Well, I'm not going to bother sending out that other frigate yet. Yeah, then I've actually got to be jumping off here. Yeah, I'll try to get in tomorrow morning for a bit, see if I can get a different freighter, and try to figure out the plants and stuff I need for that stable device farm, and kind of go from there. Alright, well, we've got a few things done tonight, so I appreciate everybody swinging in, and I will see you next time.